Hey guys, Adam Lobo here from Adam Lobo TV, and in this video, I'll be unboxing and giving you my full video review of the Infinix Hot 10s. And stay till the end of this video as I'll be giving away a brand new sealed version for you as well. So keep watching. So the unboxing process and what comes inside of the box is a little different than what you would see these days. Firstly, the box is already looking pretty unique, where it comes in green and orange color at the bottom. Then there's the RAM and the storage specs on the top right, the Infinix logo and Hot 10s below that. Then the Helio G85 towards the bottom right. At the back there are more specs of the phone available over there. Next, opening the box, you'll find a phone with a sticker on top that states the key USPs of the phone. Next, below that, there's the customer service card, and for this case, it's a sticker. Underneath, you'll find a smaller white box with a SIM ejector pin on the outside. Then inside, there's a $1 bill looking paper, which is a very unique welcome note to join the Infinix X Club community. Then there's the user manuals, and next there's the screen protector. Then finally a hard TPU phone case. Below that you'll find a USB-A to a micro USB cable. Yep, I'll get to that later. And finally a 10-watt charger. Next, looking at the specs, it comes with a MediaTek Helio G85 chipset, which is perfect for gamers out there, with the Mali G52 MC2 GPU. Then the variant that I have is the 4GB of RAM with 64GB of storage. It comes shipped with Android 11 with Infinix XOS version 7.6 skin. Now before I go forward, just to give you a quick background on Infinix as a brand and its lineup. Firstly, Infinix is a brand that is based in Hong Kong and has their R&D coming from France. And while it's just only recently penetrated in the Malaysian market, they have been very well known across 40 countries, such as countries from Asia, Latin America to Middle East and to Africa as well. Then in terms of the phone lineups, in a nutshell, they have 4 variants in total, which are the Infinix Zero variant for high-end users, the Note series for the mid-level to power users, the Hot series specifically for gamers, and the Smart series for basic usage. Now from the phone's design and build perspective, my first impressions of the phone is that it did feel quite large on my hands, but surprisingly pretty comfortable. Now the sides are a tad bit thicker since it is housing a very large 6000 mAh of battery, and the finish of the frame was similar to the back part of the phone. And speaking of the rear part of the phone, Infinix claims that they have used a laser micro lithography technology to create this sort of shimmering appearance, which based on what I see in real life, it is very reminiscent of a snake skin design, but of course a glossier finish. Where the one which I have is the 95-degree black, and there's also the Morandi green color option here in Malaysia as well. Now the camera arrays are towards the top left, and the camera bump is pretty thin, which means that the phone will barely wobble if typed on a surface. And yes, as seen at the back, there is a rear fingerprint sensor, which is a little old school, but I liked because a physical fingerprint sensor, whether or not it's on the side or at the back, is still faster compared to a typical in-display fingerprint sensor. Next, looking at the ports and buttons, looking down below, there's the micro USB port. Now that's also old school, but it is something that I do not prefer, as micro USB ports should already be eradicated in 2021. But considering its price, I might let that go. Only for now. Then you'll find the mono firing speaker and the headphones jack. Then both the power button and the volume rockers are on the right. Then finally the SIM and the micro SD card slots are on the left, with a dedicated card slot as well. So using the phone daily felt great, since I am used to and always been a fan of a larger screen phones anyway. And even though that the phone comes with a hard TPU case as seen in the unboxing, I still use the phone without any case to really appreciate the phone's overall design and build on the phone. And speaking of the large screen, let's look at the display specs. Now the phone has a large 6.82 inches HD Plus display with a resolution of 720 by 1640 pixels. So yes, you may call this a 720p screen, but honestly, I did not even think that it was, because I've seen other screen qualities within the same price range, especially with a 720p display, and it was not as good as this display. And another great feature that makes me feel like the device had a decently great screen is the fact that it comes with a 90Hz refresh rate and a 180Hz touch sampling rate, making it a pretty responsive screen when using it daily, and you can also change the refresh rate to a variable refresh rate or go down to 60Hz as well. Now, since the phone comes with a very huge battery, I decided to binge on lots of videos on the phone, both on YouTube and Netflix, and I had no complaints as the phone had some nice and vibrant colors, once again giving other smartphones within the price range a run for their money. Then to further enhance your viewing experience, there's the video assistant feature where you can choose to toggle additional features like rejecting an incoming call, go into the do not disturb mode, and other features like taking a screenshot, screen recording, and many more. Next, looking at the phone's camera specs, it comes with a 48MP f1.8 aperture main lens, a 2MP f2.4 depth sensor, and another AI lens which is apparently a dedicated lens for AI purposes. So as mentioned at the beginning of this video, the phone is more dedicated to gamers, so I would say that given the price of the phone, my expectations on the phone's cameras were pretty low. Now starting from the 48MP mode, here's where it is how it was expected to be, with a very great details on the shot, with a huge 8000 by 6000 dimensions, which allows you to zoom and crop in accordingly if you want to. As for the main lens, you will get some great shots too with excellent dynamic range, especially if the light is shining towards your favor, but it was pretty decent in backlight situations too, with the AI camera mode in the app. As for the portrait mode, the subject to background blur was really good with decent edge detection as seen at the edge of my hair, but it does a better job on the portrait mode when it comes to taking photos of objects. Then there's a super night mode in the camera app where it really brings up the overall highlights when taking photos at night or during low light, which I prefer the AI camera instead, which had a more balanced nighttime photos. Then as for the front camera, it has an 8MP lens, and looking at the regular selfie shots with bright daylight outdoors, it looked really nice as seen over here. Then the subject to background blur for the portrait selfie was also great too, but similar to the rear where the edge detection was sometimes a hit or miss. Then speaking of the AI cameras, there's also AI modes for the front selfie cameras in the app if you guys are into that. Now as for video recording, it can go up to 2K resolution both for the rear and also for the front camera, where it did seem like it was an upscale of a 1080p, although my Mac does recognize it as a 2K resolution files. Video quality for the rear was decent, but image stabilization is not the best rate, and it was pretty much the same for the front camera, and there's also the portrait video mode as well, which had a decent subject to background blur. Now as for the phone's sound quality, it comes with the mono firing speaker towards the bottom as mentioned, and here's where the phone does surprise me because it had a quite nice mids to highs. Vocals were also pretty much pronounced. The bass was not as apparent and the volume was pretty decent at 89.6 dB, and here is a quick sound test. Now if you guys are enjoying this video so far, a nice big thumbs up would be very much appreciated, and subscribe to this channel if you guys haven't done so. That would be also very much lovely. Then in terms of software, backed by Android 11, it comes with the XOS version 7.6 skin. Now the overall UI was pretty refreshing to me since it is my very first time using an Infinix phone daily. Navigating through the menus wasn't difficult and quite smooth sailing, but you do need to get used to it, where for example, if you want to change between the virtual navigation to the gesture navigation, it was under the system settings instead of having a dedicated menu for navigation. Now the security features were also pretty great and polished, which was nice to know, where the phone fingerprint unlock was pretty snappy. And there's also face unlock, which also unlocks quickly even under low light, and no, you cannot unlock the phone with your eyes closed. I tried it. Nope. So that was great. And finally, there are other minor cool features like being able to take a photo by touching the fingerprint sensor, which is sweet since the phone is pretty large as mentioned earlier. And also worth mentioning is that there are pre-installed Google apps and even the Gboard as your default keyboard, which is a great nod towards people who use the Google apps a lot. So yes, although the phone comes with 4GB of RAM, I had no issues when it comes to loading websites or even social media apps. And the 90Hz refresh rate certainly helped with its overall flow when it comes to the navigation and using it daily. So since the phone is very catered towards gamers, especially with the MediaTek Helio G85 chipset, so naturally a more thorough test on gaming was needed. Firstly, on COD Mobile, the gameplay was smooth during the entire gameplay with high settings with no lag and no overheating issues, but just a tiny bit warm during hours of gameplay. Then on PUBG Mobile, the game ran great at graphics set to HD with high FPS, where the overall gameplay didn't feel laggy and there was no signs of stuttering as well. And among all the games, the phone indeed shined on Mobile Legends, where the phone is very optimized with this game at the highest settings. The XO Studio software opens up when the game is launched, which boosts the overall performance other than the gaming mode for the games tested above. So yes, the phone's gaming experience on Mobile Legends was really flawless indeed, thus having their special collaboration with them as well. Now as for the phone's battery, the phone comes with a massive 6000 mAh of battery as mentioned earlier, and based on my usage, I got a massive 12 hours and 45 minutes when I was at 10% battery with all these settings at default with heavy gaming and playing lots of videos, so you would expect to get even more if you don't really push the phone to its limits. And since the phone comes with this kind of price factor, there is no fast charging, but again, with a huge size battery, do you really need fast charging, especially with a phone within this price? And of course, there's no wireless charging as well. And finally, call me old school, but I do appreciate the light indicator when I was charging the phone. Now in conclusion, I have to say that I was indeed very impressed with the Infinix Hot 10s, coming in at a very affordable price of 449 ringgit for this same variant that I have. And I personally thought, guys, that I was going to struggle to use it daily because of the low 4GB of RAM, which people usually claim so, but I am happily proven wrong. Now Infinix says that the Hot 10s variant is catered for gamers, and I would totally echo that. So for you gamers out there who wants an extremely affordable smartphone that games well, then this phone should be your choice, especially with this huge battery capacity too. But if you're the kind of person who needs a powerful camera, needs options like fast charging and more on the latest technology, then you might consider looking at the other Note or the Zero variants from Infinix, which I'm looking forward to reviewing when I get my hands on them. Alright guys, as mentioned during the introduction of this video, that I will be giving away this brand new sealed version of the phone to you. And yes, this is open to any international subscribers as well who are not from Malaysia. So head to the description below for you guys to find out all the information over there. My name is Adam Lobo. Thank you so much for watching and good luck for the giveaway.